Hi there, Virgo. All right, well, let's get started. So, in a relationship, um, if someone is like, but what's that saying? When someone shows you who they are, believe them. So, if someone says something, and sometimes someone says something, and you're just like, how could they? How could they? Must be joking, because how could someone really mean that? How could someone really think that? Like, it's very just sort of you don't even know how to process it or how to accept that someone else could say something like, okay, so I had a boyfriend on our first date brought me flowers, and I'm not really like, I don't really care about stuff like that too much, but or I don't, but I remember like a year after I was like, yeah, the only time you've ever brought me flowers was on our first date. And he's like, well, that's all I needed to do to get you. I did not sleep with him on the first date, by the way. um and I was kind of like, oh, he must be joking. But no, he turned out to be a real stinker. So I was like, he wasn't joking. Like, that truly was his attitude. And I did not, like, I couldn't process. I was just kind of like, huh. I was just anyway, the point is when someone treats you poorly, if they don't return your calls, if they blow you off, if they, are just lying by omission, things like that. Just take that for face value, what it is, and they're not really committed or putting you first. So I think what I'm getting now that I'm talking through this is that what's kind of funny though, and this is like, look at, he's going to step in this noose here. He's going to trip himself up. So there's a little bit of karma in this version. I feel I haven't read the book, so I don't know what their meaning was. But to me, it's like there's only so long people can do this before it does come and bite them and come around. But it's almost like you need to like let that go, and maybe you just have. And I'm putting myself in here, so this is no judgment. I've just tolerated and accepted bad behavior. And for me, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be an adult, and not everyone's perfect, and there are things you have to learn to deal with, and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, no. Like, you have to have your respect and your standards and stick to them. So I feel like there is a transformation in how you're dealing with relationships. And that doesn't mean you're not giving people a chance, or someone makes one mistake and you're like, hit the road, lady, man, buddy. But it's about self-respect and self-worth and quality, and knowing you're a quality person and you deserve to be treated like the quality person that you are. And that's like, and let me tell you, then it's like you're turning into this Queen of Swords, and she's very, and the swords people, I think, get a bad rap. They're always like, they're very cutting with their tongue. They're very cold. But that would be the negative side of these court cards. She's very funny. She's very quick-witted. Um, she's really fun to talk to, really intelligent, has a great sense of humor. And so, but she's also a very good communicator among everything. And she does think first. So it's almost like we're realizing, instead of that fiery wands, passionate, oh, they're so hot, I'm going to run away and get married with this person. It's like we're maturing and going, okay, let's be thoughtful about this. They say, they drive this fancy car, or they talk a lot about how successful they are. Then you find out they're living with their parents or they were, you know what I mean? And you're kind of like, okay, this isn't adding up. I'm not going to rationalize it away. I'm going to see it for what it is. Empress. Oh, I got to pay attention to these cards. I haven't really even looked at all of them. I kind of glanced briefly. What's this one wants to come out? Oh, I like these cards. So the Empress, look at the swan in the picture, has babies. It's so cute. So anyone that's trying to get pregnant, she's actually had her baby in this one, because she's usually pregnant. I don't think she had the swans though. Sorry. You're going to have baby swans. And then the King of Cups. That's interesting. He's pouring that cup out in here. And the Nine of Pentacles, one of my favorite cards. This goes again with that theme I was just talking about. So some of you may very well become single, but this is not going to be a tragedy. This is going to be, I read the signs, I didn't miss the red flags, and I can take care of myself. When I get into a relationship, it's going to be for the right reasons. It's not going to be financial because it's easier. Like, I'm going to be able to stand on my own. I'm going to be able to mow my own lawn. I'm going to do my own laundry, pay my bills, get my oil changed, deal with my insurance and my bills. And it, no more thinking you can't do it unless you have someone else. Like, that mindset's going to change. And what it's going to do is free you up, because then you have people in your life because they add something, because you want them, not because there's some sort of fear and need. Some of you may have a baby by yourself, either because the significant other is out of the picture, or it's time and you're like, you know what? I can just do this by myself. Maybe it's not ideal, but I can. But for a lot of you, I have this nice couple of the Empress and the King of Cups. So okay. These next three cards are going to be more general or work, but I'm building a theme here with the first three cards. This is this new person in your life, okay? Male or female, just fix the genders to whatever suits you. But this energy, this person is emotionally mature. So perhaps you've dated people with anger issues, or again, that pouting, that resentment, that hot and cold, that if I don't get my way, you're getting the silent treatment. And boy, don't we adults, I've done it. We do this, don't we? I've even done this to my son. I'm like, oh my God, grow up. And I have to say, I'm really sorry. That was not appropriate. That's not how we communicate with people. I was like, went pouted in my room like a 8-year-old. So I'm sorry. So I'm it's okay to be like, yeah, that behavior that is dying, that I'm transforming from, the way I used to handle myself in these situations, interact in these situations, behave in these situations, they're losing their grip on me. And I'm able more to sit with my feelings and sit with things and process them and then communicate them. And it's going to be kind of interesting, because with this self-respect, with these, I'm a quality person, I deserve to be with a quality person who treats me like a quality person, and being more communicative and being more accountable for our behaviors. It's that whole situation. That's not the right word, but of raising your vibration, then it's like you're going to attract these people. But it's like we had to get to this understanding and this level and this understanding of how we've behaved, how other people have behaved, of really getting where we've been in relationships to be able to get this point to move forward. And again, this doesn't just have to be a new relationship. It could be kind of waking up in your current relationship and learning how to be grown-ups in our relationships, and also being together but standing alone. So being your own person, not losing yourself in a relationship, not being in a relationship and expecting that person to fulfill things within inside you, to make you happy, to make you feel safe, to make you anything, but understanding that you stand alone in that way. Was she picking her grapes? Some of you maybe will make wine and start a vineyard. Who knows? So it became a love reading. I'm trying to get these out so I'm not going to keep going on and on. Take care.